Just quieten down, baby.
Per capita export value.
Library!
Minister, are you embarrassed by your behavior today?
There's a lot of bleeding hearts around.
Do you have the fortitude or the gonads to stand up and come across here and say that to me, you son of a bitch?
Just watch me.
He certainly went too far, Mr. Speaker, when I saw him stick his tongue out.
Contemptuous disregard.
More than a slab of bacon talking here.
The disappointment you also feel is my responsibility.
I lost my temper. What is the nature of your thoughts?
The word was FART.
Test 1, 2, it's me, Reese.
Test 3, 4, it is I, Jesse.
Ready? John, you do the intro.
I thought that was the intro.
Oh.
No?
200 episodes!
Yay!
Huzzah.
Wow! Wow!
200 episodes.
We're flaving.
How do you feel? I never thought we would get to 200 episodes, but we did it.
I feel fat and sassy.
Me too.
Well, that's...
Fassy.
Fassy, yeah. That's just a given.
Or
Do you not get that reference?
No.
No? I'm feeling fat and sassy?
No.
Really?
What is it from?
It's Tuesday. Don't forget your coat. Is that what it... No, that's not it.
Nobody's got any clue what the hell you're talking about.
Okay. Well, some people will. I am a banana.
No, I don't. Anyway,
I'm just
this is
making you confused.
This is the worst intro to a 200th episode of any podcast.
I'm a banana.
Anyway, we're very excited that we did it. 200 episodes. I can't believe.
So I came to the studio today because he wanted to do this in person, like the weirdo that he is. And hi, by the way, dear listener, this is Canadian Politics is Boring.
200th episode.
200th episode. My name is Jesse Harley, and this is Reese Waters.
Hi,
Reese. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling sweaty because it's a very
fucking muggy
hot,
day.
and then it rained, and it's Atlantic Canada, so there's a lot of moisture in the air.
Oh, it's just like
the humidity is off the scale, and but you know we've got to power through and enjoy our 200th episode. I really wish it was minus 18 and snowing. I really do.
Right. Well, I mean, for the just pepper it through summer would be nice. Honestly, Am I okay? I can't really hear
You're
myself.
fine. You're doing really well. You're doing such a good job.
Thanks, Reese. Thank
so,
you. That makes me feel really good. I was going to bring treats today, but everything's closed.
Can you believe it's been 200 episodes? Can you believe that people are still listening?
I can't. I can't believe I'm still doing this.
Yeah.
And I can't believe people are still listening. What is wrong with you, dear listener? Just go. Turn it off and leave. It's okay.
I thought
we
we
won't blame you. It's all right.
No, it's fine. You could just put the headphones down, run away, and just never go back to your house again. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah.
That's where the podcast lives now, is in your house.
I came prepared, Jesse.
Oh,
I got your 200th episode.
I was gonna bring like
So,
treats for us, but I didn't. Everything was fucking closed.
There's a card.
You got me a card. Oh,
Do
I'm
the card,
an
and then you
ass.
can have the gift after you open the
You
card.
bought me gifts. What the fuck, Reese? Oh, I'm
Open
such
the card.
A
What does
dick.
the card
Okay.
say?
It says Jesse, my
Yeah.
name.
What does it say
In
on
a big yellow. That's it. That's all it says on it. It says
Well,
Jesse.
you've got to open the card.
I've got to-
Traditionally,
okay, you're talking about the envelope. Okay.
Yeah, there's a card inside that paper container called an envelope or an envelope. Do you say envelope or envelope?
Tomato. An envelope. Okay, hold on. Here's a little ASMR for you. Here you go.
I shouldn't have given it. I wouldn't have given this if I knew he was going to do it.
Okay, here we go. Oh. All right. No, you idiot. They said they wanted a sheet cake. Oh, that's disgusting. Oh,
What's the joke,
it's two
Jeff?
chefs standing over a giant pile of feces formed into the shape of a cake. Okay, I better open this up and the $20 bill fall out. No? Okay. To Jesse, happy, and then birthday is scratched out, and 200 episodes is written instead, and all of that crap from your old pal, Reese. Oh, that's so sweet. That's really nice.
Are you ready
Thank
for the gift?
Yes, I'm ready for
the
a
gift.
gift.
So
I'm always ready for a gift.
there you go.
It's a
What is it, Jesse? Do you want to describe? Because they can't see what you can see. It's a podcast.
It's a Jesus candle.
Yeah, 40 hours of Jesus fun burn time. So it's a whole work week of Jesus candle burning. You get started as soon as we finish this session.
What if it smells like him?
It does.
Yeah. It smells like cottonwood and grapeseed extract. Thank you so much. Where did you ever find me? A very tall Jesus candle.
Dollarama.
I feel so bad. I didn't get you anything.
You didn't get me a religious candle.
No.
So to celebrate, I went to Magic Mountain Water Park in Moncton in New Brunswick on the weekend.
But you didn't bring me.
No. I took my family to celebrate 200 episodes. We had a great time. Probably about 7 hours in the baking sun, followed by a 5-hour round trip. It was everyone was exhausted. So
That I remember. I thought it was kind of funny you telling me how exhausted you were, but you showed me a photo of the park itself without you in it.
I'm going to send you pictures of myself in my swimming costume.
Thank you. I like that. So I celebrated by having my air conditioner break.
Nice.
And then I called everyone. I called air conditioner repair people who all said they don't repair air conditioners. I need to talk to an electrician. And I called electricians, and they said,
Speak to the AC people?
They don't repair air conditioners. I need to talk to my manufacturer of the air conditioner. I called the manufacturer of the air conditioner, and they said they don't repair the products they themselves create. I need to call small appliance repair people. So I'm not making any of this up. This has all happened. And then I called small appliance repair people, and finally, after like the third one, they're like, listen, dude, nobody fucking repairs air conditioners. No one.
We just throw them in a landfill.
Essentially, yes. Yeah.
But you know,
I got one guy texting me on
obsolescence.
Kijiji, and he's just like a bored electrician. He's like, I think I might be able to help. Maybe
I'm looking for a side project.
I guess essentially, yes. He's like, it might be the corridor. We'll do blah blah blah. Do this, whatever. I don't know, just technical jargon that I don't understand. So I'm like, all right, let's find out. So that's what I did to celebrate. Yay! Frustration, heat, mugginess, lots of tears. I just sat in the corner and cried into my cereal.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I mean, we both did it in our own separate ways, but I went down a water slide that was really steep, and it was good.
How do you do with heights?
I'm fine with heights.
Are you? I'm terrified.
I mean, it's a logical fear because you go, if I fall off this, I'll probably die. My legs would squeeze up into my neck.
That's a visual. Yep. Didn't want to. Okay. Thank you for.
So it's a logical fear.
If there's any artists among our I was going to say crew.
You just look like a human. You just look like a human penguin.
No, but like with your legs into your neck or popping out of your neck.
So your feet essentially coming out around your waist.
So I was going to call our audience our crew, but what would you call them?
Oh, crew. Hey, crew. Would any of you like to draw the human penguin?
That is Reese. All right. Yeah. Send it our way.
Yeah. Anyway.
There you go. All right.
I feel like we've been very relaxed on the STDs today.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm drinking coffee though, because I did wake up fairly tired. I've been experimenting with valerian root as a way to relax, and it's.
I saw that on Star Trek once.
It's nice. It's very, but like you can sometimes get like a valerian root hangover, which is basically just wake up feeling groggy as fuck for the whole day.
Oh.
So I need to pound back this fucking coffee.
And in our wonderful custom mugs.
Wonderful custom mugs while I stare at my Jesus candle. This is very, very much a Reese gift. And I have to use it, which is...
Make sure you post a picture or go live on Instagram, like lighting it for the first time. Anyway. We did tease that this was an episode all about Sir John A. McDonald, and obviously there's a lot lot of bad stuff we can talk about in his life, but because there was the element of celebration, I didn't want to go too dark.
Aw.
So we've gone for a really weird story that is also reflects how dodgy the Canadian political system used to be when he was around. Have you
ever been in a steam room?
Yes.
Have you ever been in an a room temperature steam room. That's what I feel like I'm in right now.
There's a fan blowing on us.
Well, okay, like picture being in a room temperature steam room with a fan. Like it's just this is how muggy it is here.
It's fine. Just try it. Well, you're
like
the one
swimming through.
You're the one drinking a hot coffee.
Because otherwise, I'm just gonna be like kind of tired and groggy. I'm like, happy birthday, celebrate. It's not birthday, but you know what I mean. I'll just be like, you need me being energetic. If I'm here and you have to stare at my ugly mug for a fucking hour, I at least have to bring the buzz, man. I have to bring some juice.
I'm all about the buzz. Look at me, physically buzzing.
You're like a little bumblebee.
Yeah. Anyway. So
with your feet sticking out.
Do you want enough celebration? It's time to learn.
Enough.
It's not why we're here. Unstructured chat about nothing isn't a birthday party.
I mean, it was the past 2 years for us. So,
John A McDonald.
Hold on. Actually, just want to ask because, I mean, you were kind of being facetious a little bit, but like, did you imagine you'd get here, et cetera? But like, seriously,
you're getting sentimental now, are you?
Well, I mean, like, I am a sentimental fuck. It's true.
I'm not.
I know. You don't care at all.
Just move on. It's fine.
No, but like when we started this, did you think we'd get to 200 fucking episodes and still have people listening?
I thought we would have
like just my mother. Hi, Mom. You know.
I thought we would have had an unresolvable argument by episode 5, or just got bored.
And then, did you really?
No. No, I didn't. I just thought it was a fun comedy project that we did just for fun, and we'd probably do 10 episodes, and then
that's right. We were going to do 10 episodes,
like 10 or 12 episodes. I think we'd agreed, and then somehow we ended up, and now there are people who listen and send us nice bugs and like send us messages and emails telling us about the show and ideas and contribute. And I never thought that we'd actually build like a community around me and you being idiots who are uninformed.
I know it's like
terrifying.
Dream come true. Oh, speaking of emails. So Reese, God love him, is the busiest man I've ever met in my life, and we do share all the social media stuff. But typically, Reese kind of was the one doing all that. And then so we got a shit ton of emails last year, and Reese forgot to respond to like 20 of them.
Too many of them.
And so like 5 months go by and I'm going through the emails. I'm like, oh my God, all these poor people wrote to us and we never wrote back. So I wrote to every one of them. And so like, just check, if you were one of those people, check your spam folder.
Just forward it on to us again, and we'll reply. Sorry,
but I did reply. But it's been like 5 months, so like it's probably just hidden somewhere. If you didn't get it, so just check. Just check. It's fine. So yeah, if you want to write us, we'll write you back 5 months later.
When you reply to sometimes to people, they go, "Oh my God, I can't believe you replied." I'm like, "This isn't like we're not
Sony.
No, we're not like." We're just two uninformed idiots with unstructured chat about.
I mean, we did
weird stuff.
We did have people think that we had interns writing our replies for us, which I think is hilarious, and we should absolutely.
I replied pretending to be an intern.
That's right, you did too.
Who was somehow trapped in that position by us, pretending to be an intern looking for an escape route. Which I don't know whether they. I hope they understood it was me being.
That was very funny. If you would like to write us and tell us what you were doing on our 200th episode, or just wish us a happy 200th, you can do so at Canadian Politics is Boring.
It makes it all worth it. It makes all the effort worth it.
Canadian Politics is Boring at gmail.com, a very professional email service provider.
Gmail, I view the really, really up and coming young email address.
I mean, we could get our own URL as the end of our, and we could be Canadian Politics is Boring at CanadianPoliticsIsBoring.com if we wanted.
Yeah, but that costs like extra $1.50
There's a lot to write out, right? So okay, all right, fuck it. I'm done with the STDs out. It's
okay, cool.
As the caffeine surges through my veins.
Sir John A. McDonald.
Right. So going right back to the original. Our very first episode was on Sir
John A. The drunk history of, or the drunken escapades of John A. McDonald. So John A. McDonald.
Yeah.
Obviously, the west of Canada was largely sparsely populated and still unclaimed, or still in the process of being claimed by kind of people of European descent when John A. McDonald was
people who really liked
was
wheat.
Prime Minister. Yet somehow, despite living in Ontario, John A. McDonald was the MP for Victoria in 1878 to 1882, even though he'd never really been there. So he was elected to the as MP for somewhere really far west, and there was even a statue built that was torn down recently because we're taking those statues down because of all the genocides.
Right.
Which is a reasonable move.
Hold on, this is John A. McDonald we're talking about?
Yeah, John A. McDonald, yeah. So you don't...
Did he perform genocide?
He was complicit in the starvation of thousands of indigenous people.
Oh, yeah, okay,
but
that'll count.
We weren't going to go into that.
Right, because that's dark.
But we will do an episode on it, and we should do an episode on
it.
But this is a party, you know, you read the card, you saw the Jesus candle. We've got a party getting started, so... But I suggest that everyone do their own research and read up on that story. It's sad, but today's focus is on the corrupt Canadian political system of the time.
Okay,
which is way more
fun.
way more of a party topic.
Yeah.
So
I love your parties, Reese.
So in 1978, when he was elected MP for Victoria,
hold on, when?
1878.
I thought you said 19.
I might have said 1978. It's dyslexia in action. 1878, he was elected in Victoria, and it was only the second election that BC had taken part in as a province. So 5 years before that election, he had resigned from being Prime Minister because he was caught in the Pacific scandal.
Is this what we're going to learn today?
No. This is just a bit of backstory. This is a bit of exposition.
So hold on, John A. McDonald resigned from what was the position?
He was Prime Minister at the time, and he was an MP
of British Columbia.
No, he wasn't. He was in Ontario.
Oh, I'm thinking Premier, not Prime Minister. Sorry.
No, so he was in like the central Canada. It was where he grew up.
Okay.
Where he lived most of his life and where he was an MP, and he was Prime Minister at the time, living in Ottawa.
Okay.
And he resigned because of or was at least evicted from the job because of the Pacific scandal, which is basically, the Pacific Railroad.
But if I remember correctly, he got re-elected.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. But so the Pacific Railroad...
If I remember correctly, like I learned shit from this show.
His Conservative government had been openly taking bribes in exchange for contracts to build the Canadian Pacific Railroad. So that was that was the thing that kind of tipped it over the edge.
So today we have turned that into a legal... I mean, I'm failing for words right now, but essentially lobbyists, in quote, bribe politicians to do what they want, but we call it something else. Today, it's perfectly legal and happens all the time, and everyone knows about it. It's right? Is that not the same fucking thing?
It's no different to today.
Right, except back then they recognized it for the corruption that it was, and people got fired for it.
Well, yeah, he was like kicked out.
But today, it's literally a natural part of the political system.
People assume that it's going to happen. I mean, people assumed it was going to happen then. It's just
people got in trouble for it back then.
We like to pretend that there's been so much progress. Is
it legal today? Is it legal to do that today?
No, it's not. But
it's not called bribing.
No,
but it's they're like, hey,
we need donations to our political campaign to win elections.
Yeah, so, right. They'll find ways to make it take the money in a legal way.
Honestly, the only difference between now and 1878 is that we have smartphones and our clothes are made in Asia. It's the only difference.
Okay, thank you.
Everything else is the same.
History lesson. Okay,
here we go.
That's great.
Well, we got cars. That's a new thing.
Thank you.
Horses without wheels, as I call them. Horses with wheels.
Horses without wheels are just called horses, Reese. Look at that horse without wheels.
So he'd...
I'm picturing horses with wheels. That was the next step in evolution towards the car. It didn't fit very well. It didn't last very long. What is that horrific screaming? Oh, it's Bob. What? Bob's out. Yeah, Bob's warehouse. What's Bob doing? He's attaching wheels to horses. He thinks he's
the horses hate it, but it's all the rage. What are you gonna do?
He was trying to compete with cars at the time.
Exactly.
So I don't know how to beat all these horseless carriages.
He's just trying to save a horse by attaching, because people won't need horses anymore. Way less horses. Imagine if there was still as many horses. If instead of cars we all had horses still.
But with wheels.
How much poop and hay there would be.
But with wheels instead of legs.
Yeah, exactly,
So they'd be really short instead of tall horses. Like, they're just like...
They would, yeah. You'd have fast horses and slow horses.
How would they propel themselves, though, if they just had wheels instead of legs?
Just...
would they just... Their back legs would be wheels, and their front legs would be propelling them forward.
Like those dogs who have, like...
who had their legs removed and replaced with
they have,
wheels.
like, yeah, exactly.
Yes. It's just like dogs with wheels for legs instead of horses for wheels with legs.
Happy 200th episode. Anyway.
What were we talking about? So hold on, if they kept their front legs but removed the replaced, would they be smaller wheels, like with their butts be on the ground, kind of like a dog scooching its ass across the carpet?
I think this thought experiment has run out of horse.
Oh, I can go so much further, man.
It's totally fine.
I'm just getting started. Any artists in the crew?
Well,
you know what I want to see.
Back to John A McDonald and his racehorse.
I guess.
Wheel-powered racehorse. So, John A McDonald was turfed from his own constituency in Kingston because because of the corruption. So he didn't have a seat anymore. So the father of Confederation, the former prime minister, wasn't even elected as an MP at the time, and was determined to get back. So, hi Jesus, he just turned the candle to face me. I feel better now. So, do you know what McDonald did to make sure that he got back into Parliament in this election?
I'm actually gonna. This is gonna sound like a joke, but I'm guessing he threw a party and got everyone drunk.
Close.
Really? Okay. Because I'm like, that's what he does, right? He's really good at that.
He just got an entire constituency drunk. No, what he did was he ran in 3 places at the same time in one election.
Hold on, what?
He had his seat in Kingston.
Yeah.
And he was like, he got kicked out of that seat.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I need to win a seat back. But imagine if I make my chances of winning 3 times more likely by putting my name on the ballot in 3 different places.
Could he do that?
At the time, you could.
Oh.
So he put his name down in Kingston,
yeah.
in his original constituency. He put one down in Manitoba and then one in Victoria.
Okay.
So
why isn't everyone doing this?
Because you're not allowed to do it anymore.
No, but why wasn't everyone doing this?
They were. Some people would do it, or like it was acceptable at the time. So, but what happened was he lost Kingston. He didn't win that because they didn't like him because of the corruption. And he won in Manitoba and Victoria. He didn't bother turning up to Manitoba.
I mean, I can't really blame him. No, we love you, Manitoba. We're making Manitoba nice, but come on, you guys know, you know.
But also, Victoria, he was immensely popular because he'd been taking bribes to build the railroad, but he had been building the railroad towards Victoria.
Okay.
So his brand was a bit higher there because obviously...
Like, all right, we know that you're taking bribes, but at least you're getting shit done.
At least you were building a railroad.
At least you were actually building the railroad with said bribe money. Okay.
Exactly. So he won like 46.8% of the popular vote.
It'd be like if our premier took bribes in order to better our healthcare system, we'd be like, well...
Exactly. Like, say that the premier in Nova Scotia, Tim Houston, did an amazing job, and suddenly we had.
I have a question about
his
name. Is it Tim Houston or Tim Houston, like Whitney Houston?
Or Houston, we have a problem.
Right. You don't know.
I don't know. I think it's a
asking.
very subtle difference that nobody cares about.
Okay, fair enough.
I think ask him how he says it, and then that's his name.
Yeah, I'll get right.
That's
on
what
that.
I say. It's like when people used to correct the place name of where I lived in Wales. I'd be like, you don't get to call it. You don't get to decide what it's called. You don't live there. I do.
Where was it?
Oh, it was like a few different places. Like the Welsh names are pronounced. Lots of people pronounce them differently depending on because they're hard to pronounce.
Yes,
and typically like local people who lived in those towns wouldn't pronounce them how somebody else in Wales would pronounce them, and they correct me and go, "Listen, I've lived there my entire life.
Right.
This is how everybody who lives there calls it. You don't get to decide what it's called." So, anyway.
It's like Dartmouth. I would get people calling from outside of Halifax. Dartmouth is the sister city, by the way. It's just across the harbor from Halifax, and I'd have call center people calling like, "Hi, are you from Dartmouth?" I'm like, "Oh, you're not from around here." Yeah,
exactly. to correct them loudly and hang out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Call me
After
back
swearing.
when you've learned the correct pronunciation of my hometown. Good day! So the other thing that happened for McDonald was the local newspaper, the hilariously and outdated named The Daily Colonist.
The Daily Colonist.
Yeah. Colonial newspaper for a colonial time.
Wow.
Became a cheerleader for him. So he had like local press cheering for him. He won the electorate. And so he, despite never having been to this place and having hedged his bets and like forgot about the fact he won in Manitoba too and just moved on.
We're so
They were just stood there. I just imagine them like with having a party, a welcome John party, and on the platform of the train.
Nobody shows up. Or he just like he arrives on the train, but he doesn't stop. He just keeps going.
Exactly. Oh God.
That reminds me. Oh my God! I have a short story about me in elementary school. Who was Rick Hansen? Do you remember someone named Rick Hansen?
It rings a bell.
He was a wheelchair athlete.
Right.
I actually, I'm sorry if I don't get some of this information correct because I don't really know a lot about Rick Hansen, but I do know he was a wheelchair athlete and he was basically wheelchairing himself across Canada, or at least large parts
No, I
of
do
Canada.
know. I do know him. We featured him on another podcast, actually.
Right. Okay, so I was in elementary school when he was coming through Dartmouth. Okay.
Dartmouth.
Listen. and our whole school decided we were going to celebrate him showing up. Okay. And so we spent like a week because it was a huge deal, right? Huge deal. And we spent a week as a school, like coming up with songs, and we'd get together in the auditorium and we'd practice singing the song that I think we wrote for him. And we'd all like practice together until we memorized all the lines, and we'd draw these giant, huge signs on cardboard that we painted with glitter and just like drawings and all that stuff. And it was a whole week of like learning about him and like singing songs and memorizing lines and getting these posters up. And it was just going to be this huge, amazing ordeal. And then the moment came. He was coming. Oh, he was on his way. Oh my God! Everyone, go! And there was this huge parking lot next to a drugstore, right next to our school. And so we all got permission from the city, to like kind of take over this parking lot. And we're talking like, I don't know how many, like 500 kids, maybe 1,000 kids. I don't know how many fit into our school at the time. It was a lot of children, right? And all the students and all the teachers and everyone, we crowded both sides of the street. We did just like we took over basically essentially both sides of the street with hundreds of kids in this short little stretch. And we're all like holding on to our signs, and our teachers are ready. Like, okay, remember the song. Here we go. Okay, and then we get word like, oh, is he coming? And we see like the lead vehicle coming because there's vehicles in front and vehicles in back.
Support vehicles.
We see the lead vehicle coming. Like, okay, here we go. Are you guys ready? I mean, all the kids are so excited because we've been practicing for a week. It was crazy, right? And then the lead vehicle comes. Like, okay, here he comes. We can see him. He's here. And then we all just we start holding up the signs and we start singing and Rick just blows right fucking past us, doesn't even wave or nothing. Just he might have waved. I might have taken that liberty of that fictional liberty.
You mean he didn't stop to shake hands?
He didn't stop at all. He didn't slow down to appreciate. He did nothing. He just blew. He was in and out in 5 to 10 seconds.
I don't know how to tell you this, but have you ever seen like Tour de France or anything?
No, it was so fucking like the whole school was so disappointed, and I think I couldn't stop laughing. It was the funniest fucking thing, and I was a kid, and I thought this was hilarious. I'm like, this is unbelievably funny. Just not even just like we couldn't get through the first verse.
But as an athlete, his goal, he had probably set himself a goal with like, I have to consume this many calories and I need to scale. I mean, like, because if you stop for every school,
it makes sense.
You would still be doing it now.
As a logical adult, it makes sense.
I just love that the teachers didn't think about that or do any research and go,
right?
They just built these kids up. But I guarantee you, in that split second where he flew past, he probably was like, oh, it's nice that so many kids turned out.
probably thought
did
that.
notice
Yeah,
it.
he
It was
did. I'm
just
sure
that-
he noticed it. He wasn't
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like horse blinds on.
You should,
and just,
what the teacher should have done is waited for where the end of that leg was. So
and
as
then
he
transported
stopped,
us all in buses up to the end or whatever. Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that would have made sense.
So that when he finished, he would then have some
Or
songs
like
of welcome
coordinate with his
while he
team.
was rehydrating.
We did have a giant parking lot out to ourselves that we could have put like come get a soft drink or get some
Exactly.
water or stretch or whatever you need to do for
exactly.
like.
So
just
while he was in recovery mode, he could have then
they could have done a little bit of anyway. As a child, I think that's where the start of my weird ass sense of humor came from because I thought that was fucking hilarious.
Everybody else was crying and you were laughing.
I was
you were just
laughing my ass off.
enjoying the misery and pain of the moment. So.
Okay, so blasting. So Johnny McDonald blasting through Manitoba.
Well, he didn't. He didn't even turn up.
He didn't even turn up.
I once, it was 2012 when the Olympics were in London. They were sending the torch around the UK, and I was just filming. I got to get up at 5 a.m. to get a good camera position to film the torch go through this town called Caerphilly, where there's this huge castle, one of the biggest in Europe, and they wanted a shot of the torch going past the front of the castle because the castle's smack bang in the middle of the town, and I was there for ages, like waiting, and then the procession started, and it was like double-decker buses. It was like, "Hey, Team Samsung" on the top, like throwing out free Samsung hats, and then "Hey, Coca-Cola." The bus came past, and like Dell and Audi.
Please tell me
and
they started
all
throwing
these,
Coca-Cola bottles off the bus.
They were throwing. They were handing out Coca-Cola.
Handing it, okay, not throwing.
Right. So this was like the Olympic torch. I was waiting for the Olympic torch, but what I had was like the world's most highly branded traffic jam roll past. And then after all this, just a tired-looking man with a torch came past. It was the most underwhelming thing ever.
Is this over now?
Exactly.
Someone please take this from me.
Anyway, so the Daily Colonist.
My story was better.
Your story was better, but the Daily Colonist was decided to really go for Amor de Cosmos was the incumbent MP John A McDonald was running against because they really loved
Amor
de Cosmos.
like amore,
No, Amor de Cosmos.
the French word for love.
Cosmos is more an interesting thing to pick up on.
Cosmos,
Yeah.
like he loves the cosmos.
No, it's just his name. So they started attacking him because they wanted Johnny McDonald to win, and they called him a non-entity except of vanity, and they called him a dim-witted United States man who did not fear God and was an embarrassing holder of the days when BC was lax in political caliber. Because they were like, hey, we've got a former prime minister willing to run in this kind of outpost of what BC was at the time.
I'm quite impressed with the caliber of prose that they used to describe their enemies back then. Like,
I know.
you don't get that today at all.
It's not
Like,
creative
that's-
at all. We just
No.
accuse Pierre Poilievre of stealing chicken fingers. Way less sophisticated. And they even did a mock-up ballot paper that they put out in the newspaper on election day that showed them where they needed to mark on the box to beat. Look, I'll show you. So you've got a ballot paper. They
me see. Here,
literally
turn
said,
over
hey,
one more.
this is what the ballot paper is going to look like, and this is where your X needs to go. So
hold on. Oh, as in like
when you vote.
they're just showing you where to put the X.
Yeah, exactly.
But like where there was a no X in the middle one. What was the middle one?
The Cosmos.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So like you can vote for anyone but him, sort of thing.
I also love the fact that they put your job, and it says there was somebody called Judah Philip Davis of Victoria City, who was an auctioneer. There was John A. McDonald, the Right Honourable Sir John A. McDonald of Toronto, Canada, and then it says Amor de Cosmos of Victoria City, gentleman. He's just a gentleman.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. So McDonald did win that seat. De Cosmos actually won a seat because there were two seats running, so he didn't get bumped out, but he did. They both won seats essentially. And the weird thing that happened was that even though he didn't visit his own constituency that had elected to represent him, they just gave him a seat in Parliament without him ever having to come and visit. And he didn't visit until he actually fully retired.
Wow. Okay.
So obviously,
But then he visited after retirement because he was bored and needed something to do.
well, because they finally finished the railroad, I think, and so he rode down on the railroad.
It's so hard to say.
They rode down the railroad.
There you go.
There we go.
I was doing some voice acting work recently, and there was railroad in some of the stuff that I had to speak, and I was just like, oh my fucking G! It was just like railroad. Anyway, that's all I have to say about that.
So he would return to power and become, he would return to power again as prime minister. And during this period when he represented Victoria was when he did a lot of the more controversial stuff, and finished the Pacific Railroad. So it kind of was the darker chapter of his career was when he was representing this constituency, but also when he was representing a place he never bothered to visit once.
We're talking about Manitoba.
Yeah. No, we're talking about Victoria.
Victoria and Manitoba.
No, Manitoba, they gave somebody else the job in Manitoba.
No.
They were like, John's not coming. Anybody else want to be in charge or whatever, or represent us?
Or whatever.
Yeah. But also for Victoria, they were really happy to have their representative be prime minister because they felt like it was giving them a lot of clout, even though he didn't turn up. And they did, and also he was shielded. They were shielded from a lot of the kind of a lot of people didn't like McDonald in central Canada and kind of eastern Atlantic Canada areas, and people in Victoria were like thousands of miles away, so that his brand, was a safe seat for him essentially because all the bad stuff he was doing, they were kind of shielded from.
I mean, it's probably good that he didn't show up because, like, wasn't he just drunk all the fucking time? Honestly, like exactly. Kind of impressive, honestly, that he was able to run a country as long as he did. Just fucking 3 sheets to the wind, pissed.
Exactly. So in 18...
There, sir, is a high-functioning alcoholic.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Like, good on... Impressive, sir. Impressive.
He was able to do a very high-pressure job while being drunk and also destroy a lot of people's lives while being drunk. So...
I mean, there's
well, he destroyed other people's lives and his own liver at the same time. It's a really bad joke.
Was it?
So in 1886, a 71-year-old McDonald finally visited Victoria on the railroad he'd built, and the city treated him like a demigod, apparently.
As in, like, he was like this hero.
He finally arrived! Yeah.
After he's retired.
Kneel, my children.
This is your...
It was kind of, Neil, I finally arrived on the railroad I promised you.
Oh my God, can we do it? Can we do a little... You know what I want. You know exactly what I want. Sound effects. Music.
Effects. Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
His arrival.
Okay. Children of Victoria, I've arrived. It is me, Sultana. Where is the bar? Who ate my carrot? Anyway, I said you would have a railroad, and I really like you. You're my friend. I love you. The railroad. We did a railroad, and now you love me. And they put the statue over there. And do you fancy pizza? Like, I don't know, maybe get some Chinese food or a curry. I don't know. There's a free bar. It was worth the long ride. I love Canada. So fucking much. So, in conclusion, I've arrived and party on. Actually, I could just go over here now. How was that? And the newspaper, the Daily
that was amazing.
The Daily Colonist praised McDonald. As
we just to let you know, like, do you remember after our first episode, we got like We got featured in a Scottish.
No, it was the Times newspaper. It's a national British newspaper.
Oh, I thought it was.
It was a
specifically-
Scottish writer basically saying that we were dishonoring a proud Scottish son.
And we had we didn't get hate mail, but the comments in that article were so vile and hatred towards us.
I know.
And it was like, oh wow, this is like after our first fucking episode.
I know. It was great. I hope they listen to this one.
Can we send this to him,
The journalist.
The journalist,
I know.
just after you did that little wonderful reenactment.
Let's call it Operation Make Scotland Angry.
Historical reenactment by Reese Waters.
And also my accent was all over the place. I was trying to be
great.
English, Canadian, and to slip back naturally into Welsh as well. So the Daily Colonist praised McDonald as the ruling spirit of Canadian Confederation as he vomited all over the steps, I imagine.
Oh, Jesus, I thought that was true for a second.
No. Paper reminded the Prime Minister he was facing a city that in this hour of need had returned to him a seat in the Dominion Commons and when he had been rejected by his own constituency. So yeah, scandal, seat thousands of miles away where he's promising to send them a railroad, loved him, gave him a seat, treated him like a god, built a statue. Now, statue's gone. The end.
That's the end of the story. I like that story. That was fun.
Yeah.
Especially the reenactment at the end. That was great. I mean, I wouldn't call it like, a tremendously scandalous kind of crazy story.
It's interesting how you could run.
Certainly interesting.
And
yes.
also they never bothered even acknowledging the
that.
Manitoba win.
So like the fact
even though Manitoba was way closer.
The fact that he never showed up to Manitoba, the fact that he never once visited the place that he won is hilarious. So
I'll do it.
You'll what?
I'll represent Manitoba.
We both should.
Yeah, we should. I think we really
I think we put this. We mentioned this before. Our podcast.
Look out, Justin!
Not you.
The fun
not
liberals
me.
are coming.
The fun liberals. Right. Yeah. Exactly. Like you yourself can't run for anything in office, but we can have something that can. Right. Like we can have a peanut shell that can run for office that we just manage the peanut shell. Is that not something we can do?
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
it's fine.
So, yeah,
it's fine. I personally as well, we talk about Manitoba so much for some reason. I don't know why we've got we keep coming back to it.
We've never visited it.
I'd love to go there.
I'd love to go there. Yeah, and we need to do Manitoba Nights. We've been talking about it for 2 fucking years now.
It's just a name though. There's no real concept around. It was just a joke.
It's a 1980s film noir cop drama about 2 hard-boiled.
Noir was kind of 40s though.
That's true. Okay, so just more like 80s
kind of
style,
meddling, yeah.
more like an 80s like RoboCop sort of style, theme to it, where there's these 2 hard-bodied cops. Hard-bodied? That's sure.
And do they press their hard bodies against each other sometimes in slow motion, Jesse? So what you want?
No, it's not what I want. Is that what you want?
No, it's fine if you do.
You've been trying to.
It's just not my thing.
Trying
That's
to get
all.
me to do this entire time. Where'd you put my coffee?
It's a very erotic cop show that we're pitching,
right? I mean, the theme's changing all the time, right? So it's right. Yeah. So it's. I think we should just. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while. We've done 200 episodes. We should release some. We should do it.
I don't know, but we keep throwing other ideas. We had just Pierre Trudeau through time. We never did that.
Right.
We just did one trailer.
Pierre Trudeau through time.
Interdimensional
crime.
See, that's a way better idea anyway. There was we did the Stephen Harper demon traveling through time.
I love that. That was so much fun to make.
Trying to claim the premiership for himself.
Well, let's get some actors in the studio. Let's have a basic.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of actors just waiting next door. We can just
Sweet. Okay, yeah. They're probably very bored.
Everywhere I go, I was mowing the lawn, and I felt something went clogged up the blade, and it was just a bunch of actors hanging out.
I think we should do like a quick 3-parter just to see how it goes and release Manitoba Nights as it.
You do the work. I'll do this show, and you organize that one. Deal?
Okay, let's do it. Yeah. All right. You look at me like I won't do it. I won't do it. That's
See what I did there?
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly. I'll focus on this show, and you work on the hypothetical never show.
That's gonna happen. I mean,
Perfect.
we did it.
Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, happy 200.
Happy
we should have fall out over this and then ended at 200 episodes.
Oh my God! Fuck you, you Welsh bastard, for asking me to take my shirt off in front of you again.
I knew that you never loved me this whole time.
It's not true. I've always loved you. I think about you late at night while I'm crying into my cereal. Oh, Reese, why won't you love me the way I love you? It saddens me and just tears at my soul.
This is turning into like Jerry Springer now. I'm really warm.
I'm also warm. We should take our clothes off.
No, I was going to say we should finish the episode and go and get some fresh air.
Okay.
But
well, are we done? Is this?
I don't know if I want to watch Manitoba Nights, even if we do make
It doesn't have to be erotic.
just two,
Just saying.
just two sexy cops, just
doing sexy cop things. Oh, that's a nice tagline. I like that.
two sexy cops doing sexy.
Cop things.
So thank you for joining us. We're going to go and burn a Jesus candle for 40 hours while rereading the same joke card 7 times.
That's going to be a good day.
Yeah. So next episode, episode 201.
What is it? Jesus.
Oh God! Let me bring up my.
If you
do you know how many pages? Do you know how many pages of research I got in front of me? Do you know how many pages for more episodes? 173 pages of
Jesus
episodes that I've
Christ.
written.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Holy shit. All right, that's impressive. If you are new to our show, thank you for joining us for our ridiculous 200th episode. If you would like to hear what is coming next, which Reese is going to tease you very, very soon, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That way, you'll be notified when we go live in a week. Not live, when our next episode goes, into your podcast realm, and you can hear it. And Reese is about to tell you right now what that show is.
Next episode is all about Canada being targeted by Russian disinformation on social media.
Oh, that'll be a good one. Oh,
well, there's a lot of pressure. It might be okay. I haven't written it yet, but I just picked it as the topic of all the ones I've got written. Do you know? I write a bunch of episodes and then I park them. And then I never go to them because I always find new stuff. And I'm like, we're going to do this first.
Oh, that's fine.
There's probably 12 episodes here that I've written that I've just kind of moved on from, even though they're pretty ready to go.
Oh, wow. And
like one of them, the Prime Minister who stopped World War III. We've never done that one. It's been in there 6 months.
The Prime Minister who started World War III?
Stopped. Yeah.
Well, that sounds dark.
It's not. It's quite nice.
It's quite lovely.
It's quite a nice story. Quite a nice story with a kind of happy ending. Where he ended up being named. They named an airport after him, and everyone was happy. And the bunnies bounced, and the bees buzzed.
I kind of want to hear
and
this
the birds tweeted.
Keep going.
And the inevitable expansion of our galaxy meant that everything went cold.
Just the inevitable heat death of the universe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All the energy ran out.
That's how you end all your stories.
Exactly. The icy, frozen expanse of nothingness.
And Goldilocks got home just fine and saw her parents again. And then the inevitable heat death of the universe occurred.
As we all floated as matter aimlessly in the darkness void. In the dark void. Everyone questioned whether it was even worth it in the first place. And whether we should just skip ahead anyway.
Your children's nighttime stories are terrifying.
The end. And they all lived, and they all floated aimlessly, happily ever after.
Through the dark void.
Happily ever after. Yeah. Every universe has a happy ending.
Oh my God. Okay, so thank you for that. Jesus Christ. If you'd like to wish us a happy 200th, that's going to be your call to action.
Yeah, send us a message through social media or email us, CanadianPoliticsIsBoring@gmail.com. Sing us happy 200th podcast episode birthday on SpeakPipe, speakpipe.com/Canadian Politics is Boring. Or, I don't know, just shout at a stranger happy 200th episode and hopefully the message will get back to us.
And if it's good enough, we'll either play it or sing it or say it on the episode. So,
we will.
There you go. Yeah.
And I'm done now. Are you done?
I'm done.
I'm literally just a bag of sweat.
I know.
A ball bag of sweat.
A ball bag of sweat. I'm looking at it, and it's horrifying and burning an image in my brain forever.
What a slip up.
That wasn't a slip up.
That's me describing.
And with that imagery,
that's my tagline on LinkedIn. Ball bag of sweat.
That's how you get so much work.
Exactly. I feel like, it seems interesting. Maybe we'll do it via Zoom. Anyway, yeah.
Yay.
Bye, everyone.
Well, that's it. That's very anticlimactic.
Okay, here's to 200 more.
Huzzah! Really?
By the 400th episode, I will be Prime Minister and Jesse will be the Governor General.
Okay.
It's my prediction.
Sure. I don't even know what that
Or the other way around.
means, but I'll do it.
Actually, I want to
Fuck
be
it.
Governor General. It looks like an easy job.
Oh, well, too late. You already gave it to me. I want the easy job.
No, you need to work a little bit.
Do I?
Yeah, if I'm the Governor General, I can do this show and then you can run the country. It's fine.
Fine.
Fine, I'll be Prime Minister.
Oh, whatever. I guess ice cream for everyone. Is that what
you get to go to all these like conferences, like the G7. The food's great at the G7.
As long as the food's great, then I'll do
Yeah,
whatever.
free booze,
Free booze and
helicopter
food.
rides with the President of the United States of America, if it still exists,
The president or the United States?
with the whole country.
The whole all right, you sold me. That's it. That's
Cool.
all I need to hear.
There
Food
we
and
go.
helicopter rides. I'm good.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, that's the goal. 400th episode, Jess will be Prime Minister.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone, from your future Prime Minister, me.
And me, your future Governor General.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't know what they do, but
It's probably okay. We'll find out.
this is a show about politics, and we don't know, and that's why you love us.
We love you all so much. Thanks for sticking us in your ear holes all snug and just the way you like it. And we hope to hear you again. Hope to hear from you again. And just before the inevitable heat death of the universe.
Turn off.